Hey everybody, we are teaching TiltBrush, and this particular TiltBrush is going to spotlight one of the open source forks that have come out recently for TiltBrush. Now, in February and January of 2021, TiltBrush went open source, meaning anybody could get their hands on the code and do their own version. So we've got some forks that have creative new brushes, some that have multiplayer components. This particular one, we're going to focus on the fork called LIVforTiltBrush. And it's made by the group called Live that do virtual reality, mixed reality videos. TiltBrush. So for example, these videos you're watching right now are done using this system to composite a real-world camera of me into the TiltBrush world here. Let's get that out of the way. So we're going to look at this fork today and how it works to do your mixed reality videos. Now, since each fork is a completely separate program, it is not going to necessarily work with sketches that you've made using custom brushes or multiplayer mode. Since multiplayer is its own fork, I can't do this one and multiplayer at the same time. So this particular lesson, using this system, it's just going to be me using the standard TiltBrush stuff. That means this one is also not going to connect to Poly and Sketchfab and some of the extra things as well. So do be aware of the limitations of the fork that you plan to use. This one is specifically for making these mixed reality videos using the Live compositor system. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take us into desktop world so we can actually look at starting up the separate fork. Because we're used to launching TiltBrush as an app from either within our VR space or for Windows users doing it straight from the Steam Launchpad. Since the LIVforTiltBrush is its own program, its own fork, we got to start it up out of its own folder. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the Live compositor all ready to go. We're going to have Steam VR all ready to go. And we're going to switch to the desktop to look at starting up the fork and then bringing it into our recording system. So hold on, and we're going to switch to desktop mode now. Okay, so here we are in desktop world. And as you can see, we've got our Steam VR system started, since that's what we're using, Windows 10 with Steam VR. And I've got my live capture system started up. Ideally, here's where you would do any calibration that you would need to do. But since this is not teaching live, or live, or however you want to pronounce it, we are just going to move right along into the actual capturing part. Now, since this is a fork, not the original TiltBrush, I need to find that program and start it up on its own. So I've got my folders here, and I've expanded the LIVforTiltBrush fork into its own folder. The executable, the exe, the one with the icon, is the one I want to start up. It will automatically find my Steam VR. So let's double click. And now you can watch as LIVforTiltBrush starts up and is a normal TiltBrush program. LIVforTiltBrush, here's its loading logo, that kind of thing. I'm even going to go full screen here. So now that it's up and running, now is when I can have the capture system find it. So I'm going to go into the manual capture for live and tell it to find LIVforTiltBrush. This is the fork made specifically to play nice with live. Once I've got that connected, now I've got live and I'm inside of it. So now that it's captured and going, now we can jump back into the program itself. Let's get back into a normal empty space here. Now we can dive into the actual thing. As we bring up our capture program, it's looking for live. Hi, everybody. And now we can start the streaming or the recording now that the fork is found in our compositor, and that is what's being fed to our system. That's the main step, so we're going to jump back into TiltBrush land to finish this off. Okay, so now that we're back in TiltBrush land, you can see how this separate fork, it's its own standalone separate program that we're going to bring up and then use live to capture, and it's going to be compatible because it's made by the same company. There's not going to be the startup issues we might be used to having, that type of thing. So that's a good system. It's its own fork. This particular episode is focusing on the LIVforTiltBrush fork, but we will be doing other episodes looking at other popular forks like Multibrush and Icosa's OpenBrush and things like that. I hope this has been helpful for you and gives you a new idea to try and new places to try it in. If you do your own mixed reality tilt brush, let us know. Link it in the comments below. We love to show off what you guys create because TiltBrush is such a community art program. That's why we're doing this. So hopefully we'll get some feedback from you guys. If you have questions or ideas for us to do lessons on, let us know in the comments below. We do this all the time here at youtube.com/shamelessmayhem. So let us know what you like. I look forward to seeing your guys' presentations. Have fun in TiltBrush, everyone.